plate tectonics is the reason why we are here in the mountains that are still growing. So if you don't know what plate tectonics are, basically, if you think about all of the land on the world, okay, it all sits on these tectonic plates, okay? Huge, vast underground shelves of rock, okay? Deep, deep below the surface. Deep, deep, impossibly deep below the surface, okay? And those plates, okay, are floating essentially on an ocean of magma, okay? And so what happens is those plates, there's a bunch of different plates on the Earth, a bunch of these huge plates. Sometimes they run into each other and interact in different ways. And where they run into each other and interact, we usually refer to as fault lines. Right? And that is where you have the creation of mountains. Okay? The fault lines create earthquakes. The earthquakes push up the mountains. Now, I have a little illustration for you, if you will, demonstration, a tasty one that might get you a little, like, understanding this concept a little bit. I'm going to point down here. I have here Oreos. Okay. And so if you have any Oreos at home, or I suppose you could do this with like peanut butter crackers or anything where you got a nice kind of like creamy layer there and the two cookies. So if you're able to, just go ahead and you can do this later next time you do have any cookies. And doesn't have to be Oreo. Any of the generic ones will do. Not recommending anything specifically, but the cookies or crackers like this do work for the demonstration I'm about to do. Okay, so let's get back on our tectonic plates. Okay, so I have two tectonic plates right here, okay? The one with the cream, all right, is the North American plate, okay? So all of the cream is all of the land, okay, of North America. And the cookie part, the dark cookie part there, is the tectonic plate, far below the surface, floating on that ocean of magma, okay? Now, when you have plates running into each other, as the North American and Pacific plates were millions of years ago, one started going under the other, and that's called subduction, right? And so when you have that happening, you can see, as the Pacific plate subducts under the North American plate, you get this uplift. The cream is pushing up. That is your mountains, okay? Now, that was about 15 million years ago starting, and then a few million years ago, you get the Pacific plate starting to actually slide along the North American plate, which continues to create that uplift in slightly different ways, creates earthquakes, and it creates these Santa Cruz Mountains, which are still growing. They're only about 15 million years old, as I said, and that is kind of like being a teenager, kind of like, as far as mountains are concerned, it's like being a 15-year-old person. You're still growing, getting big, getting up there, but surely not fully grown like maybe the Sierras or the Rockies or other mountain ranges like that. Okay? So that is subduction, and then a transform boundary. So that's just two ways that tectonic plates can interact and create mountains and geology like we have here.